Welcome back to SwitchTop. So you want games you'll actually keep going back to, not just finish once and forget. I put together 15 games that do exactly that. Some are chill, some are brutal, but all of them have that one more run, one more day pull that just keeps you hooked. Let's get into it. Dave the Diver looks like a simple pixel game, but it's so much more than that. You play as Dave, a diver roped into helping run a sushi restaurant by diving a mysterious location called the Blue Hole. Days split in two. Dive during the day, hunt fish, collect resources, explore. At night, you run the restaurant, manage staff, and serve customers. The Blue Hole changes layout every dive, so it stays fresh. Go deep enough, and things get strange. Underwater communities, mutated creatures, a story that goes somewhere unexpected. The game keeps throwing new mechanics at you. Rhythm sections, stealth, boss fights, nothing overstays its welcome. The characters are goofy, the writing has real humor, and the loop is genuinely hard to put down. It won a BAFTA for Best Game Design in 2024. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. No party game on Switch comes close to Ultimate. It's a platform fighter with 89 playable characters. Every fighter in franchise history, plus a massive DLC roster. The goal? Knock opponents off the stage. Damage builds up as a percentage. The higher it gets, the further you fly when hit. Every character plays differently. The single-player World of Light has a cosmic villain who's puppeted the entire roster, and it's on you to free them. There's classic mode, spirit battles, online, and local multiplayer that never stops being fun. The roster is deep enough that you can spend years learning new characters. Casual players can jump in immediately. Competitive players can dig into mechanics for a long time. The soundtrack has over 900 songs. It's an enormous game. Slay the Spire basically defined how deck-building roguelikes work, and it still holds up. Pick one of 4 characters and climb a procedurally generated spire full of enemies, bosses, and rest sites. You build your card deck run by run, pick up new cards after each fight, add what fits, skip what doesn't. Cards are your attacks, blocks, and abilities, played with limited energy each turn. The depth comes from synergies, combinations that snowball into something powerful. Every run is different. Random cards, different paths, different relics that shift how you build. 4 characters each have a totally different card pool. From a warrior, to an orb-building robot, to a shape-shifting witch. No traditional story, but lore to uncover and a final boss that hits hard. Runs take about an hour, and you will not stop at one. Vampire Survivors costs almost nothing, and will eat your time completely. You move a character around an arena, and your weapons fire automatically. You don't even press attack. Survive waves of enemies, pick up experience gems, level up, and choose new weapons and passive upgrades. The magic is weapon evolution. Combine the right items, and they transform into screen-filling chaos. Finding those combos is endlessly satisfying. Multiple characters each start with a different weapon. Dozens of stages have their own mechanics, and a meta progression system lets you unlock more content between runs. The story is light lore about vampire hunters and a cursed family buried in item descriptions. But mostly, this is about the loop. Perfect in handheld, great for short or long sessions, and packed with hidden secrets you won't see coming. Deluxe takes classic block-breaking gameplay, mashes it with Vampire Survivors, and throws in base building, and the result is completely addictive. The city of Balbalon was destroyed by a meteor, leaving a massive pit of monsters and treasure. You pick a character, stand at the bottom, and launch balls upward at enemies marching down from above. Kill monsters, collect experience gems, level up, pick new balls, or upgrade existing ones. Balls evolve and fuse into powerful combinations. Between runs, you build new Balbalon on the surface using collected resources, unlocking new characters and upgrades. Even the building process uses the ball bouncing mechanic. Each character plays completely differently. Multiple biomes, big boss fights, and a huge variety of synergies to discover. It looks simple and quietly eats hours of your day. Pikmin 4 is real-time strategy wrapped in the coziest package Nintendo has ever made. You're a Rescue Corps member crash-landed on a planet trying to save a lost explorer named Olimar. The planet has Pikmin, tiny plant creatures you command as a squad. Different colors have different abilities. Red ones fight, yellow ones conduct electricity, blue ones survive water. Plan your day, manage the squad, and find the most efficient path before nightfall. Pikmin 4 adds a dog companion named Ochi, who carries Pikmin, attacks enemies, and swims. He changes the pace of the whole game. Beyond the campaign, there are Dandori challenges, timed stages testing how well you juggle multiple tasks. The visuals are gorgeous, and the scale is wild. You're tiny, and a flower looks like a skyscraper. One of the most complete entries in the series. Animal Crossing New Horizons drops you on a deserted island with a tent, alone, and total freedom. No end goal, no villain, no timer. You terraform the island, build shops, invite animal villagers, fish, catch bugs, grow flowers, and decorate everything. The game runs on real-time seasons, match real seasons, and events happen on real dates. Crafting lets you build furniture and tools from gathered materials, and customization goes deep. Repaint items, design clothing, reshape the actual terrain. There's also a social layer. Visit friends' islands, trade items, share designs. New Horizons received years of updates, adding events, characters, and features. It works as a 10-minute daily check-in or a 3-hour creative session. It never really ends, unless you decide it does. Balatro is a poker-based roguelike that has no business being this good. You play poker hands to hit a score target before your hands run out, but it quickly stops being about poker. Joker cards are the real engine, stack jokers that work together, and certain hands score absurdly high numbers. You also modify the deck itself with tarot and planet cards. Runs go through 8 blinds across 3 stages, and boss blinds add modifiers like making face cards invisible or forcing a specific hand type. Every run plays differently based on which jokers show up. No story, doesn't need one. The loop is clean, tight, and completely hypnotic. You'll pick it up for 20 minutes and look up to find 2 hours gone. Dredge is a fishing game with a slow, creeping darkness that sneaks up on you. You're a fisherman who arrives at a remote archipelago and totals his boat on day 1. A mysterious stranger helps you get back on your feet, but he wants you to find specific things. During the day, you fish, upgrade your boat, and explore islands. Each area has its own ecosystem and unsettling secrets. At night, fog rolls in, and the fish start looking wrong, grotesquely mutated. Push your sanity too far, and you start hallucinating. It borrows from cosmic horror, the sense that this world is much stranger than it appears. No jump scares, no action, just creeping atmosphere and dread. The story unfolds slowly through islander conversations and logs on abandoned boats. Fishing is an active puzzle where you rotate piece-shaped catches into a grid. Short game stays with you. Hades is a roguelike where you play as Zagreus, son of Hades, trying to escape the underworld. Every time you die, you wake back in the House of Hades, talk to the characters there, and go again. Dying isn't a failure state, it's part of the story, and every run reveals more. Characters remember previous attempts. You fight through procedurally generated chambers using one of 6 weapons, collecting boons from the Olympian gods. Zeus brings lightning, Athena deflects, Dionysus poisons. Stacking boons that work together builds your run. Combat is fast and fluid, dashing, attacking, casting in tight rhythm. Permanently unlock new weapons, upgrades, and story content the more you play. The voice acting is outstanding. Every character has real personality, and the take on Greek mythology is genuinely creative. Splatoon 3 is Nintendo's third-person shooter, where the mechanic isn't killing, it's covering surfaces in your team's colored ink. You swim through your own ink to move fast and refill your tank. Weapons range from rollers to charger rifles to buckets and brushes. The main multiplayer mode, Turf War, has 2 teams of 4 racing to paint the most territory. Ranked modes like Tower Control and Rainmaker require more coordination. There's also a full single-player campaign, uncovering a mystery involving a fuzzy substance overtaking the world. Salmon Run is co-op wave defense, where 4 players fight giant fish monsters called salmonids. The art style is wild, the music is genuinely great, and seasonal updates kept the content flowing. The most complete Splatoon yet. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe became the best-selling Switch game of all time, for good reason. After the Booster Course Pass wrapped up, the game sits at 96 tracks, original circuits plus remasters of classics from across the franchise's entire history. Racing feels polished and balanced, with anti-gravity sections that flip the track sideways and open new lines. Items keep every race chaotic. Battle mode has 5 modes across dedicated arenas. Local 4-player split screen is still one of the best things you can do with a Switch. Online play is active, and 200 cubic centimeters adds a brutal speed tier for veterans. A quick race or hours of mastering shortcuts, it works both ways. After nearly a decade, it still looks great and plays great. Hades 2 takes everything from the first game and pushes further in nearly every direction. You play as Melino, a witch princess who spent her life training under Hecate to defeat Kronos, the Titan of Time, who has escaped imprisonment and taken over the underworld, locking away her entire family. She fights differently. A magic gauge powers spells and hex abilities from the moon goddess Selene, adding a new layer to build management. Weapons range from twin blades to a moonstone axe to the black coat. You can travel down toward Kronos or upward toward Olympus, 2 completely different paths. Between runs, you return to the Crossroads Sanctuary, and dozens of voiced conversations unfold the story. The voice acting across the whole cast is outstanding. It launched on Switch in 2025 alongside PC, a massive, rewarding game. Stardew Valley was built almost entirely by one person and became one of the most beloved games of its generation. You inherit a rundown farm, leave your corporate job, and start over. The valley has characters to meet, mines to explore, crops to grow, animals to raise, and a whole town running on its own schedule. Every in-game day, you choose what to do. Farm, explore, socialize, mine. Seasons rotate every 28 days with different crops, weather, and festivals. You can romance and marry characters, build a family, and shape your farm however you want. Beneath the cozy surface, there's a corporation threatening the valley, a community center to restore, and underground mysteries. Updates added new areas, co-op multiplayer, and an island expansion. There's always one more thing to do before you stop. Tears of the Kingdom takes the open-world Breath of the Wild built and adds an entirely new game on top, underneath, and above it. Link and Zelda uncover something dangerous beneath Hyrule Castle, triggering a catastrophe that sends Zelda into the past and spreads a corruption called Gloom. Sky Islands, Hyrule's surface, and a vast underground called the Depths are all yours to explore. 4 abilities change everything. Ultra Hand builds vehicles and machines from objects. Fuse creates new weapons, Ascend passes through ceilings, and Recall rewinds object movement. These abilities mean almost no problem has a single solution. Players kept finding approaches nobody anticipated. Shrines test specific mechanics. The temples are some of the most creative in the series, and the story's payoff hits hard. One of the most impressive games Nintendo has ever made. That's 15 Switch games that give way more than they ask for. Whatever you're into, something here will pull you in. Pick the one that sounds most like your thing and just start. Drop your favorites in the comments. I'd genuinely love to see what you keep going back to.